The issue picks up where the last one ended, with Scott appearing out of the blue to check up on his son. However, their conversation doesn't get far and they're quickly interrupted by Sword. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew continues to plan to varying success. Forge and Dr. Nemesis take a joyride through space on the stolen spaceship. Domino unsuccessfully hits on Colossus while she distracts guards for Boom Boom, who several floors below has released the alien psychopath they're here to rescue. Communication issues lead to conflict between Boom Boom and the paranoid alien, leading to a crack in the prison's walls. With Boom Boom at the alien's mercy underwater, Domino quickly moves to resolve the situation. But once the alien learns that the X-Force has stolen his own ship to rescue him, he is able to remotely control the ship to not only attack the raft defenses, but plunge the ship straight into the water to his position. Meanwhile, the father-son duo have taken care of the Sword forces, and Scott awkwardly gives Cable his blessing to do what needs to be done. The issue ends with a curious Colossus walking out of the prison to see the alien fleeing into space with the majority of the group held captive.
So I thought the coolest thing of this issue was actually the cover.
I agree with you. This cover just completely caught my attention.
Yeah, like the whole, just all red, and Cyclops saying, "Daddy's home." They've actually been advertising this for almost like a month now, and it's really made me look forward to the issue.
Normally, I'm kind of pissed at those advertisements in all these comics because it kind of gives away like months in advance what's coming up. But this one, I was like, every time I saw it, it's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but did the issue itself live up to the hype?
Well, Cyclops was in the issue.
He didn't really do anything, I thought, but...
No, his entire talk was pointless. Like, he was there simply to sell issues. Sad, really. What makes it really sad is that, to me, this makes no sense why he should be even showing up right now.
Yeah, it's like he's just trying to warn him, don't steal from Sword. I think, Cable has clearly weighed the pros and cons of stealing from Sword. Like, he knows there's going to be negative ramifications. So the fact that he's doing it anyways, he must have a good reason.
And, Cyclops got a whole mutant revolution to worry about, and then he seems to be so conscientious of his PR and, like, how he appears in front of everyone and all these other issues. But then he shows up with a wanted terrorist at the site of a jailbreak. What is he thinking?
He's got to look after his son. That's the goal.
And that was just kind of just awkward to me. He just kept calling him son repeatedly until Cam was like, "All right, Dad."
It was pretty awkward. So you brought up the prison break. What do you think of Boom Boom and Domino going after this alien?
You don't see Domino and Boom Boom very often, and I like their inclusion within the team. Especially Domino. I always kind of like the idea that she's just lucky.
Yeah, very cool mutant power. But I felt like they were clearly outmatched against this alien. Cable himself probably should have gone. Actually, Domino would have been much better suited at stealing the spaceship, I think.
Then she wouldn't have been able to flirt with Colossus. I mean, that's the other selling point of the comic, right? A relationship.
I think Colossus has just been a complete bitch since the end of AVX. Like, he's so sorry for what he does. He should just be like Scott and own it and be like, I don't care what I did. I made the world better, so fuck everyone else.
He's trying to set himself apart from what Scott did, and he's trying to atone, and I think that's reasonable. He thinks he's done something wrong, so he's atoning. And instead of Scott, who knows he did something wrong, is saying, "So what? What of it?" But what do you think of a possible relationship between Domino and Colossus?
I don't think it'll happen. I think that was just some fling they had. Domino, I think, is probably going to be leaning more towards Cable, I think, in the future, since they're kind of a previous past romantic connection.
I like it because it's new. In the previous issue, we saw Kitty being all emotional and giving him painting supplies and all this stuff. But I kind of want to see them move past the same old relationships. Kitty's got Bobby now, and that's sort of going.
She's clearly moved on.
Yeah, and I think Peter should also move on. They had their fling, back in Mexico.
But he's in prison now. There's no...
Well,
he should be getting, like, conjugal visits, or...
At the end of this issue, he sort of steps outside, so maybe he's going to come along for the ride and only spend, like, a night in prison.
Way to atone, buddy. Way to atone.
So this is one of those series that we don't really review very often, and our hands are kind of tied about how many reviews we can do in a week.
I actually kind of liked this series at the start, especially when Hope was in it, because, she was the hero during AVX, but she's been laying pretty low since. And I think without her, this series has lost quite a bit of steam.
I do think that the backstory behind why Cable might be having these premonitions might be pretty interesting, but right now, not too fond of this series overall.
I mean, it's definitely no Uncanny X-Men or All New X-Men.
So for Cable and the X-Force number 7, what would you give it?
I'm going to give this issue a 2.5 out of 5. I love the cover, so basically my whole score is based on that.
I'm going to give this issue a 2 out of 5. And I'm sorry to all those fans of this series out there, but my main reason is it made no sense to me why Cyclops was in this issue. And I know it's just there to sell issues, and I don't like that tactic. Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Cable and the X-Force number 7. Before we go, we have a question for you.
So we brought up the fact that we really like the cover to this issue, but we want to hear from you guys. What other covers have really stuck out to you in the recent months? I know DC had their W2F certified this month, so leave which ones you like in the comments below.